Well, hello there. So, it's been about 3 days since I started this account, and what have I done between the first day and this day? Well, quite a bit actually, so let's walk through it, and you follow along if you're following this as a guide. Of course, depending on how long you played and how much you played, you might be ahead or behind, or maybe you're right with me here and you're doing this all as I'm doing it right now, who knows? So, one of the first things we did was we went through the side story in unrecorded history and we cleared out all of it. So all 33 stages, we had some server lag here, but when I got to about stage, I want to say like 1920-ish, it started getting a little bit difficult when I did not have the free attack set you get on the third day. So I decided to wait a little bit and level that up. So after I got that set up, and I also raised Momo to 5 stars to increase some of his survivability. That really helped too. But here is the gear that I basically used to clear out unrecorded. I also did a little bit of episode 2, just the first 2 chapters. So nothing really big there. Getting through this will probably be one of the next steps that I want to take. At the same time, I've started working on the sanctuary a little bit. So take a look here. We have 333 for the Heart of Orbis. We have our 111 for our High Command. We also have 332 for Force of Souls. And we also have gotten enough of them to max out our Steel Workshop. Soon after that, we'll start working on our Alchemist Steeple as we start getting more of those Breath of Orbises from episode 2. Now, one thing that is worth mentioning is that right now, there is a special side story that is up. Well, actually, there are actually 2, 3. There are a lot of special side story stuff right now that might not be up if you're playing this at a later date. However, things like this do happen all the time in Epic 7. So whether this happens for you as a new player, or, maybe a little bit later down the line, it's all going to even out in the end. Epic 7, again, is a game that will take some time and dedication. How much time? Well, we're going to find out together. But I have been doing the Night of Last Succession side story, mainly spamming the Brawl a lot, in order to try to get through some of these reputations. And as you see, I still have, quite a bit to go if I want to get this picture here. It is taking a very long time. And yes, I did time, add like all this time here to the running clock total of me doing this on my alt account over here. In addition to that, you'll also notice that I have completed the Angelic Mama Resi Specialty Change. It's actually one of the easy ones to do right now, as the only real requirement that is somewhat time consuming is to farm a bunch of the spirit monster thingies. I believe it's 500 of them, if I'm not mistaken. So all you have to do is go to your side story, go to unrecorded history, let's go over here, and then click on region info. Go to your monsters, and then find the spirit thing. You want to pick this green one here. See, it is in stage 15. Just hit go. If you have a pet, which you should at this point, you click your auto battler, and you just sit back and, go away because your team is doing battles in the background while you are off doing something else. You do have to keep your game on while doing this, but this is not something that I timed because I am not actively at my computer, or even if I am, I'm not actively playing the game at this point. And looking ahead a little bit on what we have to look forward to, on day 5, we have our free health set to help us tank a little bit. This free health set will probably get us all the way past Wyvern 9 most likely. It will also let us finally complete the side story and open up another one. But which one do we open up? Because this is actually kind of an issue where on day 7, we get a free randomized 5-star hero and 5-star artifact. However, the hero that we get is from episode 1 only. So the pool is a lot smaller, which means there is not a necessarily high chance, but not the lowest chance of getting something like Tamarin, which is actually all fine and good. However, this does mean that we might want to hold off a little bit on actually opening up a side story because the cost to summon something from Story Summon to open it up, for the first time, it's only one Story Summon book. But after each one after that, it is 4 of them. And we can only open up a new side story every 2 weeks. So it is a pretty long process to Story Summon new characters. And we don't want to open up one for a hero that we already have, at least not at the beginning of our journey. But day 7 is probably the day where we will start to summon a little bit and pick up maybe those necessary 3 stars and such that we might want, like the Mui for a Wyvern team in the future, and start doing content there. So day 7 is really the one where we're gonna start pushing a lot of the content, I would say. While we're here too, I might as well talk about pets a tiny bit. So pets is a system that came out in one of the worst states ever. If you don't know, there used to be something called pet snacks, where you actually had to have an item for your pet to auto battle for you. 1 per an auto battle. It was awful. Everybody hated it. It was eventually removed, and now we have the system like we do today. Oh, actually, we had another system, and then that system was changed to what we have today. So typically, you want to try to get triple S rank pets for your 4 basic things. Your lobby pet, you have 1 for your hunt, 1 for your spirit altar, and 1 for your adventure. Typically, most people value hunts the highest, with the other ones being like, I'd say, AP/side story next, then lobby, then probably spirit altar is like the least valuable, because it is the one that typically you don't farm as much later into the game. However, in early game, I would argue that spirit altar might be the most valuable one overall. But you can't really control how often you get your pet, you get your S ranks, and it's all randomized. My alt account, my other one, has all S ranks available after about like 3 months of playing. However, I did spend a lot of gold trying to get more pet tickets. My main account, I forget how long it took my main account, but it has triple S for every pet too. This isn't going to be a full guide on how to raise pets, stuff like that. Basically, you can summon your pets. If you want to get rid of a pet that's not good, you can do this, and you'll get this resource, which is used to level your pets too. It's also used to increase the chances of upgrading your pet, because upgrading your pet can fail unless you use those crystals to, well, make it not fail. You also buy things from the pet shop here, like your pet tickets, your food and toys, stuff like that. I actually recommend that you buy these every single week, because these will help you level your pets without having to use the stuff that you need to increase the chances of upgrading it. And these are also the ways you raise their happiness towards you, which will increase their effects. And these are time gated. You only can get these every week, and you can't get them any other way. So make sure you pick these up when you can. If you want to buy some tickets, you can. That's really up to you. Whether or not it's worth it is debatable. I'm not actually really sure myself on it. But yeah, just get your S-rank pets, combine your S-rank pets together. If you want a more comprehensive guide on pets, I can do that if you want. So if you do, just leave it down in a comment below. So not quite as much done, I would say, compared from the first episode, but there's always going to be a lot more to do when you're brand new, fresh off. But what was the timer for this second session? Let's find out. 5 hours, 32 minutes, 18 seconds, 19. Remember, our first session was around 6 hours and 21 minutes. So we are nearing the 12-hour mark. If you are at this point in your game after about 12 hours, you are probably pretty far ahead of the curve. remember that this is not a guide to follow like step by step the way I'm doing everything, because things are mildly different for me right now, playing as a veteran player, also during a time where there were a lot of events going on. But again, there'll be events all the time at random intervals, so over the course of a year, it'll definitely even out. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this little segment. The next one will probably be around the day 5 to 7 mark, so get prepared for that one. I'm Wild Neptune. It's been a good one. Nep out.